Well, let's get some analysis now with Hussam Ayloush, who's the Executive Director on the Council on American-Islamic Relations. He joins us now from Los Angeles. Really good to have you with us, sir. Jordan, as we know, has already rejected Trump's proposed takeover of Gaza and his demand that Jordan resettle Palestinians who'd be forced to leave the enclave. What are you expecting from the meeting between King Abdullah and Donald Trump?
It is certainly going to be a tough meeting. Not a lot of cards in the hands of King Abdullah and Arab leaders. This is a result of a perfect storm of bad elements. One, ongoing Arab political leadership weakness in the region after 14, now with the 15 month of the targeting of Gaza and complete silence, except for timid statements from Arab leaders, the Arab League, the Muslim the Organization of Islamic Countries, that has empowered Israel and now the new administration. So the first element is the weakness of the Arab leaders. The second element is we have a president who's arrogant, who's misinformed or uninformed, who care less about his ignorance, and very populist, who thinks he can deal with world affairs in the most dangerous ways through his populism. Of course, it doesn't work. And of course, thirdly, we have the very right-wing fascist government that rules over Israel currently, that has shown to be as savage as necessary to push its own agenda. So that's a weakness that I hope would be addressed through a quick reorganizing, regrouping of Arab leaders to understand that what is being proposed now would be one of the most destabilizing actions in recent history for that region, for the Arab world.
When it comes to Jordan's situation, Trump has threatened to cut aid to the country if it doesn't cooperate. And we know that each year Jordan receives around $750 million in economic assistance from Washington, as well as another $350 million in military aid. How do you expect King Abdullah to react to the threat from Trump that it may cut off that funding?
Well, what we've heard from the Jordanian government so far is that they're willing to even lose that aid because, and this is not something said lightly. You could imagine, because they're weighing in two factors. The impact of the loss of U.S. aid, which would be detrimental not only to Jordan, but actually to the entire region, including our own government, the U.S., and our politics and policies in that region. Remember, this aid was paid mostly to keep the Israeli-Jordanian peace agreement afloat. So there will be repercussion. But also he has to compare between the price of losing aid and what will happen internally in Jordan. Let's face it, 60 to 70% of Jordan's population are of Palestinian background, most of them refugees forced in the first Nakbas, first Nakba and then in the war in 1967, including thousands of people from Gaza itself. So there's no stomach to accept in Jordan, in the Arab world, another Nakba, another ethnic cleansing. The Arab world, the Muslim world, the entire world has watched for 14 months Israel execute one of the most brutal genocide, one of the most brutal mass murder of children in recent history, with complete impunity and complete inaction from the world community. I don't think the world is ready to watch another ethnic cleansing happen again under Trump's administration. He's not a very popular president, let's face it, around the world. His harsh, coarse behavior, unfortunately, brings a lot of shame and embarrassment to America.
And Hussam, we're currently looking at live pictures from Washington, D.C., from the White House specifically, as Donald Trump prepares to receive King Abdullah of Jordan in order for that meeting to take place, as you mentioned, during quite a tense time in relations between the two allies. Can I ask you another question about what Trump has said in the lead up to this meeting? Because we know in response to Hamas's decision to suspend the release of more hostages on Saturday, saying that Israel has violated the terms of the ceasefire agreement, Donald Trump has said that should this not take place, as Hamas has suggested, that Israel would have the right to resume its war on Gaza, essentially breaking this ceasefire that's been in place for just a matter of weeks now. Are you worried about the prospect of war resuming on Gaza?
Absolutely. Nothing our president says should be taken lightly because he's not acting strategically. He's not acting with wisdom. He's impulsive, uninformed, misinformed, careless, reckless. So anything he says should be taken seriously. And I think what we're counting on is not the wisdom of the president, not the wisdom of a president who promised his voters an America first policy and soon enough showed to be an Israel first president. But what I'm relying on is maybe the resilience, the continued resilience of the Palestinian people in Gaza, who have shown the world that nothing is going to let them give up their right to live free with dignity on their land. And I'm hoping on the Israeli people, at least whoever left in Israel who's not a fascist and right wing today, including the parents of the captives, to demonstrate and put pressure and an end to Netanyahu's adventure, which is destructive to the entire region, not only to the Palestinians, but also to the future of the Israelis in that region. So I'm hoping they will put some sense and common sense into both dangerous world leaders, Netanyahu and Trump.
Okay, Hussam, Ayloush, we will have to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us on the program. We appreciate it.
Thank you.